Hey guys, I'm Victoria and welcome back to Femhead. Today, I wanted to talk about an odd topic, I suppose. I wanted to go over kind of the connection between being hydrated and having good quality cervical fluid. And I know it's a very unique, weird thing, but I go on like research just dives. I don't know, things pop into my head, and one day I was just like, I wonder if how hydrated you are has an impact on your cervical fluid and whether or not you have fertile cervical fluid, because fertile cervical fluid is more watery. So just as I've been looking to get my progesterone levels in order, I like to look at my menstrual cycle as an indicator to my overall health and well-being. And if something is off in my cycle, it's pointing towards something being off in my body or my lifestyle, my overall health, and I want to put effort into healing it, even though I'm not trying to get pregnant right now. So why do I need to have a fertile, perfect cycle? It's just because if you have a healthy cycle, it means you have a healthy body. So like I said, for whatever reason, it popped in my mind, like, is there a connection between hydration and cervical fluid? And so I went online, and would you guess what? Hydration is at the top of the list, like every list I saw for natural ways to increase your cervical fluid quality. And a lot of them were on like fertility, pregnancy blogs or websites, but it still got me thinking, and I wanted to dig into it a little bit deeper. And it turns out that cervical fluid is 90% water. The more wet your cervical fluid is, the more fertile it is. So if you're trying to get pregnant, grab yourself a glass of water, and drink up, because that's going to help you. Staying hydrated helps make sure that the fluids that your body is producing, like cervical fluid, is getting enough H2O to support it. By drinking enough fluids and eating hydrating foods, you're making sure that your body is getting enough water, enough fluids to go about its everyday thing. And while drinking water and staying hydrated seems very simple, it's not always that simple, but I also want to touch on a few other things that can impact your overall menstrual health, but then your cervical fluid quality as well. A balanced diet of whole foods. And I know I push this all the time, but things like vegetables, fruits, legumes, seeds, nuts, those sort of things, that's going to make sure that your body is getting the nutritional content that it needs to function on a daily basis. Because if you think about it, food is the fuel that your body runs off of. And if you're filling it up with this processed junk that has no nutritional value, that is going to impact just how your body feels, how it functions, how it's able to go about its daily needs. So it's very important to make sure you're getting as much nutrition in there as possible. So in my research, I found this large-scale study that looked at the way that protein impacted fertility. And one thing they found, that women that were having trouble conceiving, if they increased their animal protein intake by even just one serving a day, it increased their risk of ovulation infertility by 32%. And at the same time, they found that women that consumed plant protein, even as little as 5% of their calories for the day, it decreased their chances of infertility by 50%. And if you can't guess, I'm a big fan of a plant-powered life. But even if you're not ready to go full vegan at this point, or even vegetarian, that's fine. But trying to replace animal products with plant products, it's just a good thing for your overall health. So you don't have to give it up completely, but try to push more vegetables and fruits and that sort of stuff than animal products. Another thing worth noting is we have become a culture that is terrified of fats. Fats just seems like the worst thing possible, and you need to avoid it in your diet or else you're going to become obese and unhealthy. But there's a difference between unhealthy fats and the right kind of fats. There are good fats that you're supposed to be consuming in your diet. So make sure you're grabbing yourself things at the grocery store like avocados, flaxseed, chia seed, dark leafy greens. And overall, if you're having any menstrual issues, take a good look at your diet, at what you're eating, what you're putting into and onto your body, because it matters. I think it is so important to invest the time into learning about nutrition, because that is the building blocks that everything is on top of, and it is so crucial to give yourself that good foundation of nutrition. And you can say things like, well, I'm a vegan and I've been vegan for 4 years, so therefore I am healthy. But that is not true at all. I know that you can be unhealthy and you can be vegan at the same time. It is very easy to do. You have to make sure, regardless of what your diet is, take the diet out of it. It shouldn't be about diet. It shouldn't be about a label. It should be about your lifestyle. What is it that you are actually eating, that you're putting into your body? Because just because you label yourself as something doesn't mean you're doing what's best for your body. And that's kind of what I have to say today. So make sure you're getting enough fluids, you're getting enough vegetables and fruits and legumes and all that great stuff, and you're avoiding processed things. We all have this innate sense of what's good and bad for us, and if it's something you're interested in, something you're curious about, or if you're having these issues, take the time to learn about it, because it will be a life-changing decision. I don't doubt that in the slightest. That is all I have to say about this today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!